Part of living on an off-grid homestead, especially one that utilizes solar, is a constant checking of the signs. Today we have partially blue skies, but I'll tell you, as far as the solar panels, mostly cloudy. We're not getting much action on the solar panels yet. So we've been checking the batteries, and we have 4 batteries, and right now we have one that's down. They sent us like a kit, a little electronic fixing kit that Andrew put, but then they just omitted one small wire, and so he still has to install that so we can get up to full battery capacity. We were like at 28 last night, and yesterday was cloudy all day, and so our battery banks dropped, and so I'm getting ready to go and check the batteries just to make sure we have enough power, so we don't have to turn something off. I just checked the holding tank for the water, and it's about 1/3, so I'm running the solar well pump, but on a day like this, it's gonna take a little while. I think in a couple hours, we're supposed to be at full sun, so that will speed things up, but for now it's going slow, and so that will also slowly charge our batteries in the house, which is what everything goes off. Always kind of paying attention to that stuff. You can see the sky looks kind of blue. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and it just hasn't gotten up to full sunlight on our panels to quite do it. I'm holding off doing laundry right now because of the batteries and because of the water. I want to get that built up again. Our days look a little bit different. I remember we used to live by somebody who had solar, and I didn't quite understand all the ins and the outs of it, but she had to check to make sure she had enough power so that she could do laundry and run lights and different things. We don't usually have to worry about that, and in the summertime we rarely even think about it. But now that we're getting into the winter months, we have to be paying attention because we don't want to deplete our stores and be out of power. We have a backup if we need to do that. We can run the generator, but we just have to pay attention. So here's the solar well pump, which is running. I just turned it on about 15 minutes ago. I anticipate that at this amount of clouds in the sky still, even though we do have some sun, it's going to take a few hours to fill that holding tank up. I'm going to just pay attention. Let's go check those batteries in the shop. Everything looks bright and beautiful. We are getting a good bit of wind on this day. It's fairly brisk and cool, but we can stop and enjoy the colors all the same. This is a little bit of a tight squeeze getting to our battery situation because we have a whole big stack of walnut here that we had milled for our flooring, so everything is a tight squeeze. These are our batteries, and I am going to check the levels, and to be honest with you, I've not done this before. It might be a little bit awkward. Greg just said push any button and check it out. SOC on this one is only at 33.1. That means the state of charge. And so I'm gonna have to see what it was when he left. I'm not sure if it's coming up or not, so let me check all these. And this one says battery management. This may be the one that he's fixing. Okay, let's check this one. 31.8. They're very low actually, so I'm going to be turning some things off. 27.19. Okay, so we're kind of at a critical battery level right now, which I think is going to be coming up, but I am going to talk to the boss and get some instructions. I don't usually do a lot with these batteries. You leave that to the men, and they just usually work on that. So this one down here is the one that we're working on. It's got some maintenance issues. Thankfully, the company is very good about sending what we need to fix the components, and if that doesn't work, we will replace it. But there's one small wire somewhere along here that he is working on fixing, and here's the parts that he took off. And do not ask me what any of this is for. I don't understand any of this stuff. I'll have to talk to my husband about all this. It's like this, almost like a motherboard, I guess, that gets hooked up to the battery. Welcome back to our work zone. I didn't realize it had been so long since I have given an update about what we're doing with the building project. I think the boys were working on it. We had several interruptions, and we had a 2-week sickness that interrupted us as well. Once everybody stopped sleeping all day, we finally, I think it was Sunday, a couple days ago, the boys got back into it. We got the windows. It's been exciting to see that project start to pick up again. Let's just check and see what the updates are as of the end of November 2023. It took us a long time of waiting, but we finally did get the windows. So here the guys are unloading them. There's 7 big windows for the sun porch, and we set them aside while we had our little sickness, and now they have been installing them one by one. Here we are with the first several installed, while the other ones are in the process of being installed. The guys are putting their heads together to get the problem solved. Let's take a minute to see where we are with the sunroom project. It looks like we have all the windows in, and all the windows on the front he has trimmed, and obviously we still have some boards to put in on this whole side over here and trim this other window out, and I think the one on the opposite side as well. I know they were working on putting in a door on the opposite side, and it looks like that might have to have a little bit of tweaking. We do plan to paint these boards under the roof line the same color as the roof. I got some paint that was color matched, and so Greg went ahead for now, since it's winter, and he took all the screens off of these windows so that we would have a better view. We have the door inside ready to install. They just have to get that trimmed out and everything. So we are making progress on that. Here is the opposite side looking up at the sunroom. This door will be painted green to match the roof, and this window still has to be trimmed out, as you can see. We like the doors. We got them secondhand. I think they're kind of pretty. It's going to allow a little bit of light to come in, and this is going to be a room filled with sunshine. So this is work from the inside out. This is looking out of our windows. But the sky is starting to blue up a little, and we will have a nice view of the mountains, at least in the winter when the leaves are off the trees. And then over here we'll have a view out to the greenhouse and the little garden. And you may wonder, why are we doing this room when we don't have the house finished yet? It may seem like it's backwards, and a lot of things we do are backwards, but the reason is we have wood coming to do the walls and the ceilings inside, and it needs to be in a climate controlled environment. So we're going to use this space for that once we get it closed in, which we almost have done. And then so pretty soon we're going to have that wood delivered here, and then we'll just go right to work putting that wood on the walls. So here's the looking into the living room, and so that was our picture window looking out, and we will still be able to look out through the other side over here. These are all the screens that we took off, and our front door, screen door, and then this over here looks into my kitchen. This area up here will be closed in. This is what used to be our roof line, and that will be probably a straight shot up front, you know, from the top of the doors. It will go up straight and just be wood. So the other boards in here are going to be horizontal for all the rest of these walls, which should go up pretty fast. And this is our other door that goes on the other side. I do not remember if I gave you an update on our back porch project. It is completely covered. We have these clear panels to allow sunlight in, and then we have the chimney going up there, and that still has to be sealed off. There are still some projects on this back porch that need to be finished. We have the same situation on the top here where the roof line was. That's going to have to be covered. That insulation is going to not continue to be exposed. And then we have these windows that we're going to be framing out. We just have the posts here so far supporting the roof line, and so we will have a, whatever you call it here, that goes around, you know, the pickets and everything so that nobody falls off. But that hasn't been a high priority at this point. We just wanted to get it covered. So we do have the clear panel over here as well. It just allows a little peek of sunlight in. I like it. You can see the sky a little bit more. Of course, you can also see out the edges. The sides are going to be somewhat closed in here, just a little bit trimmed out. And then, you know, we wanted to get this part finished while we had the equipment here to work on it, and they got it covered, and that's the point we wanted to get it to at the moment. When we get the front porch finished, we will come back and work on this one. Actually, once we get the front porch finished, we're going to be working inside, and this will just take a break until we have time to do it. This door actually comes inside and goes into the pantry. Now, all of the rooms are works in progress, but this one is closer to being finished than most of them. We do have jars on our shelves. We have this kind of like haphazardly put together. We do have some of the food on our shelves. I have not been able to take the time to organize this like I want to yet. It's just one of those things that we have so many other things going on. We have green beans and applesauce from our garden. I like to see those jars adding up. All right, let's check these things now. We're up to 77.5 on that one. 82 and 77, which I don't know if that's good or bad. The sun has been shining for most of the day, and we're about to lose the sun now. That's what we're at. Okay. I'm huffing and puffing because I'm at the top of the hill to check the tank to see what we've got here. It wasn't a very sunny day at first, but I think we got enough. Yeah, we have a full tank. Okay, that's good. So I can turn the solar wheel pump off. There was plenty of time to get this filled up. We don't have these other ones hooked up yet. We can see the smoke from our fire puffing up merrily as I hike down this hill. I almost fall on my head. Just don't have much direct sun on these panels, and I think that's why our batteries aren't charging very fast. Let's turn this pump off now because we got full tanks. That concludes our update for today. We've brought you up to speed with where we are with the sunroom. The project is obviously not finished. We don't really reach a conclusion point when we do a video. It's always just check back later because we will have another project going on, and this one will be ongoing till it's finished. But an update on the battery situation. Andrew was in contact with the company that sold us the batteries and the ones who are in charge of maintenance, and interestingly enough, When he asked them about how to get the battery out of maintenance mode, they said, oh, we'll call you back after we speak to our technician who's in China. And so we were like, wow, we are fully off grid, but we are still depending on somebody overseas to maintain our batteries, which is really strange. So it's hard to fully detach ourselves, but we try. And as you can see today, we have bright sunny skies. We have fully blue, not a cloud in sight. And so if you don't like what you see when you're off grid, just like with anything, it's kind of like the Annie song, the sun will come out tomorrow. We get by on what we have. If it's a cloudy day, we scale things back. And then on a sunny day, we can charge everything up fully. We can do more laundry, fill the tanks. Everything just goes better on a sunny day. If you have sunny skies, thank you for sticking around to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I hope you come back and check back with all of our DIY projects. There will be more. Have a great day.